as the crowd went wild. He said, as the crowd made spaceship noises. He said, as the crowd made the sound of a conquering barbarian horde. Excellent. Wow, well done. You guys are fun. All right, we're going to have a good time. All right, so let me do a quick survey. By show of hands, who has never seen a show here at First Coast Comedy before? Never seen one? Okay, very good. Put your hands down. All right, now by show of hands, who is seeing a show here at First Coast Comedy for your very first time tonight? Right, same question. You got it. Nailed it. All right. Now by show of hands, who's seeing a show here at First Coast Comedy for your very last time tonight? Oh, good. Okay. That's the correct answer. Well done. All right, so for those of you who do not know, so most of the time when people think comedy, they think stand-up comedy. That's the most well-known kind of comedy where somebody's on a stage doing comedy. And that's somebody planned out a bunch of jokes, and then they told them as though they weren't planned, but they really were planned. You know, we love stand-up comedy, but that's not what we specialize in here. Here we specialize in improvised comedy, meaning that you paid money to see a show for which we have not bothered to make a plan for. Which means, in order to do that, I'm going to have to get a bunch of suggestions from you, the audience. Say that with me, you, the audience. One more time, you, the audience. Out the course of the show. So let's do a little practice of that. Let's say I go to anybody at either of these two tables, all right? So anybody at these two tables, I want you to think of your favorite color and just shout it out on 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Red.
I heard red most loudly and clearly, and first I would take the suggestion of red. I'm going to go to anybody in this middle area over here. I might say anybody in this middle area. I want you to think of an animal you might find in a barnyard and shout it out on 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Goat.
A goat, I heard most loudly and clearly. I would take the suggestion of goat. Let's say I went over to anybody in this area over here. Anybody in this area, I want you to think of your email address and Netflix password and shout it out on 3, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
No is the correct answer. Well done. Very good. All right, so that's how suggestions are gotten. When you have a suggestion, shout it out loud, shout it out proud, and I will always try and take the very first thing that I hear. Now, the next thing you need to know is because I'm asking you to shout things out throughout the course of the show, take a moment to notice there are both adults and children here. So keep that in mind when you're deciding what to shout out. Keep the suggestions out of the bathing suit area because, of course, we, the adults, have an important responsibility to make sure the children do not know what we really think is funny. So, the next thing you need to know, so actually let's say, we'll do a clean show. Sound good? Clean show? Clap for that. The clap is a binding agreement. Legally binding. All right. Shout out something poopy, we take your house. So, the next thing you need to know is at various points throughout the show, we might ask for the help of one or more fun-loving audience volunteers to actually come up out of your chair onto the stage and help the players in a game. So knowing nothing more, having no additional information, who thinks you might be willing or interested in doing that later? I see 2 hands, I see 3 hands, I see 4 hands. Give it up for the bravest among you. The bravest among you. All right, excellent. That's very good to know. Now, for those of you who didn't raise your hand, let me tell you that if you didn't raise your hand because you're thinking that you're going to come up here and, oh no, I don't want to give comedians the opportunity to pick on me, that's not what we do here at First Coast Comedy because, like I said, we're here every single Friday and Saturday. If we were mean to you, it would be very easy to find. So rather, it's quite the opposite. If you come up here and volunteer in a game, we make you look awesome. We make you the envy of everybody in the room. We make sure that you're super glad that you volunteered, and you win a prize. It could be one of 2 things. It could be a brand new, fresh out of the package iPad. Ooh. Or it could be a free pass to come back to a future show. We don't know. It's random. Could be either.
Give me that iPad. My sister broke mine.
Your sister broke your iPad? We'll see what happens.
Your sister knew mine.
In any case, the other announcement we need to do before the show is we know it's a little muggy in here. The rule in Florida is one of your HVAC units that services the building has to break on July 1st. That's the rule. So we got the repair parts coming, so please don't leave us a bad review for the mugginess. I know, we know. So in any case, That's really all we need to know before we get started. I feel super warmed up. The players backstage are warmed up. There's one more group of people who needs to be warmed up. Who could it be? Oh, it must be you, the audience. All right, so the way that we do that here at First Coast Comedy is we do something called the clapometer, or for the British in the room, the clapometer. And it works like this. We start at a 1, which is like a nice polite golf clap, and we work our way up to a 10. And a 10 is very raucous, loud noises. All right, so 4, 5, and 6, right around there somewhere. Hooting and hollering, shouting and screaming becomes perfectly socially appropriate. But we gotta earn it. We gotta start at a nice, polite level 1. So do that with me now. Yes. We're here to see a theater show. Yes. And a 2. And a 3. And a 4. And a 5. And a 6. And a 7. And an 8.
Keep that applause going as we announce your players to the stage. Introducing Dave Logan, Madeline Grimley, Johnny K, Adam Bennington, Jazz Lancer, Robert Lee, Josh Ewan, and let's not forget your wonderful host, Alex Brindley.
What do they call that? With the look over here. It was magic is what it was. You paid for a comedy show. You got a magic show. All right, so we're going to jump into our very first game. This is a game of story. Let me get all the players up here for the game of story. So for this game, we need to make up the title of a story that's never been told before. So give me, would you please give me the name of one of these young people?
Jesse James.
Jesse James? Oh, very good. That's a cool name. And somebody give me somewhere that you imagine Jesse James here might go someday. Colorado. All right, let's get even more specific. What's a place in Colorado Jesse James might go to, or something he might do there? Skiing. All right. The name of the story is Jesse James Goes Skiing in Colorado. Very good. So, in the game of story, what's going to happen is I'm going to be pointing at a player. That player is going to be talking and telling the story. I will pull my finger away. That player will immediately stop talking. I'll point at another player, and they will pick up exactly. They'll start chewing for some reason. No, they'll pick up exactly where that other player left off, whether that's in the middle of a sentence or even in the middle of a word. If a player does not successfully do that, if they continue talking after I pull my finger away, they will be... Hi there! Everybody say and do that with me. Put your hands in the clapatory position. It's not TV. I can see you. They will be... Hi there! If a player starts talking before I point my finger at them, they will be... Hi there! If a player does not finish the word the other player was obviously starting, they will be... Hi there! For any other obvious grammatical error, they will be... Hi there! And lastly, if they accidentally spit on anybody in the first or second row, they will be... Wet! They'll just be wet, unfortunately. Sorry, no rule against it. All right, so last player standing garners all the glory. So here we go in the game of Jesse James Goes Skiing in Colorado. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin!
Jesse stepped off of the Greyhound bus. He had finally arrived in Colorado, where he had been traveling to
all the week. He always wanted to go to Aspen because he heard the skiing there was top notch.
And he couldn't wait to put on his skis so that way he can go skiing because it was finally to cross this item off of his bucket list. He was so thrilled. He had his backpack all packed, and he brought his own skis on the airplane. He looked up at
the sky and said, "Looks like it's gonna snow."
We're here, and that is perfect, because I came to ski. And so Jesse James grabbed his
Skis, his poles, his backpack, his shoes, and his extra
underwear, which is important to pack if you're going to go skiing. And he went to the hotel. Upon entering the hotel,
He said, "Sir, which hill?"
should I ski?
on. You look knowledgeable. And the person behind the counter said, well, you should consider possibly going to the double black
Hills, because that is where the hardest black
hills are.
All right, that's chapter one. Obviously, they're very good at this, so we have to make the game harder. Somebody give me a big, strong emotion. Anger. Give me an emotion that is different than anger.
Sad.
Fear and sad. A real happy crowd here tonight. Okay. Give me a positive emotion.
Grow up.
Excitement. And I also heard throw up. The emotion of throw up.
got high EQ, kids.
All right. Somebody give me a way you would describe someone's personality.
Exuberant.
Ooh, it's exuberant. And I also heard somebody over here say chicken. So you're chicken. All right. So they have to tell the story, but they have to use these endowments. Let's quickly review them. We've got
anger,
Fear,
Sad.
excitement, throwing up,
Chicken.
and players, are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
Jesse went up to the hill, the Black Hills Diamond, because he was told
That it was where he was supposed to go, but then his ski broke. He had a broken ski, and then you had
to call the ski and they had their red jackets on. They towed him behind a snowmobile. Up the mountain.
And they got up to the top of the mountain. And there he could see all over.
the aisles of the hills of the Black Diamonds. And then he decided, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ski.
Wrong!
You can't just not use words.
That was a beautiful representation.
I wanted English words. Robert is out of there.
You're doing the dread look.
All right, let's change this up. Somebody give me a cartoon character or celebrity with a very recognizable voice.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Give me SpongeBob.
Sure.
Give me some celebrities with recognizable voices.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Tom Petty. Tom the cat. Tom.
And Jerry.
Oh, Tom and Jerry. You're going to be Tom and Jerry.
The famously loquacious Tom and Jerry.
You know, all that talking they did. We'll see. Give me one more.
Chris Tucker.
Who's Chris Tucker? Chris Tucker. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
They went down to the bottom of the ocean. And how did he ski to the bottom of the ocean? I don't know.
You have no idea what SpongeBob is.
I don't.
He is. And on three, everyone go. 1, 2, 3. All right. We're going to continue with these endowments. All right, here we go. And begin.
Yeah, so Jesse skied into the ocean. It was all right.
Woo! And then Jesse skied all the way up and all the way down. Suddenly he saw a very pretty lady.
And he said, man, look at that lady over there. Check my pecs out.
Oh my, your pecs are so big.
And so, he said, why don't you join me on the ski trip?
You're just doing your own voice.
This is the essence of Chris Tucker.
Cheers. All right, somebody give me some styles of, actually, let's just give me some European accents.
British.
French, British, Italian, Irish. French, British, Italian, Irish. These are what we're going with. And players, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
As he sat there in the ocean, he looked back at the land and said, how'd I get here? How'd I come all the way from the mountains to Colorado? Oh, they're here to the ocean.
Oh, they're so close.
British, they're neighbors.
He is. All right, give me another celebrity who's got a recognizable voice. Fran Drescher. See, these two get to keep theirs because they didn't do it, but you've got to be Fran Drescher. All right, here we go. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
Said Jesse as he went up the mountain to chase a beautiful lady.
Hey, why are you going up the hill so fast? Jesse said to the lady that was going up the hill.
Said the lady as she went up the mountain with Jesse James trailing her.
And he was catching up. He said, wait, I'm
Out of business here, lady. I have been looking for you all.
dig along. Please do not run away.
Oh no! He kept talking when I pulled my finger away. He is. He became too Italian. He was too in the moment. He was too in touch with his character. Too good of an actor. All right, so this is going to be the lightning round. Actually, I'm going to make it even a little bit harder. It's going to be the rhyming round. So it'll be da 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 word da 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 da. Better rhyme with that word. Now, here we go. So, final chapter is chasing a lady up a mountain. And players, are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
Jesse saw her from far. Jesse saw her and she had a scar.
Jesse saw her as she appeared, and Jesse saw her and was his mouth was ajar. As Jesse,
You have to rhyme with appeared because he is Madeline and Lucy. That game had 2 winners. Well, we're all winners, aren't we? All right, so in a moment, we actually do need the help of actually 2 fun-loving audience volunteers. I saw you wearing your hand up. You want to come up? Come on, come on up here. And did you want to come up? Come on, we'll get out there. So you're Jesse James, yeah? And what is your name? Ryan? All right, get up, Jesse and Ryan. Hey! I tell you what, why don't you go over there and the players will explain the game to you. I'll explain the game to you, the audience. All right, one of the players, we're going to be telling the story to Jesse. This story is actually going to be about Ryan. What's a place where you think Ryan might, maybe a fictional place, like a fantasy place that Ryan might go?
Mario Land.
Ooh, Atlantis. Ooh. I also, I'm going to take 2 suggestions I heard and put them together. Ryan meets Mario Land people in Atlantis. Oh. Land people in Atlantis. So that way we can get it home. All right, so here's what's going to happen. In a moment, one of our players is going to be telling a bedtime story to Jesse. The name of the bedtime story is Ryan Meets Mario Land Characters in Atlantis. But every once in a while, that player is going to forget the word or not be able to read the word in the book they're reading from. In which case, Jesse gets to fill in that word. But while that's happening, over here on this side of the stage, the players are going to be acting out the story with Ryan as the main character of this adventure. All right, so while they're explaining the game, let me give you some other brief First Coast Comedy related announcements. First of all, we've got a website. They let us have one of those. Yay! I know, they don't just give them to everybody. Our website is firstcoastcomedy.com. Hey, say that with me. The website is firstcoastcomedy.com. If you're watching this and you're like, wow, that looks like a lot of fun, I wonder if they teach classes that would improve my creativity, reduce my social anxiety, learn to be a funnier, happier version of myself, and I'll make new friends. Why, in fact, we do teach classes. You should sign up for Improv Comedy 101. The next session is starting up late August. It's an 8-week class. On the 9th week, there is a performance showcase for your friends and family, and you will have learned new skills you never thought you would have learned. But you can find all that information and more on our website, which is firstcoastcomedy.com. Say it with me. That website is firstcoastcomedy.com. Very good. All right, we all ready in this game?
Yeah.
All right, so get that stool set up, and in the game. Bedtime story with the suggestion of Ryan Meets Mario Characters in Atlantis. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
All right, Jesse, it's 3 a.m. You should have been asleep a long time ago, but I'm going to read you one more story. You got to promise to go to bed, okay? You will, okay. All right, I got your favorite story. It's Ryan Meets the Mario Land people in Atlantis. Yeah, the title takes up the whole cover. All right. Let's start from the beginning, all right? Ryan was excited. He was going to school today. It was his first day of school. He hadn't met any of the new kids yet, but he was excited. But he was super excited because he got to ride his favorite thing to school. It was what was it? A what? A cougar? We'll just go with the cougar. So Ryan jumped up and down and grabbed his favorite vehicle, the cougar. He was so happy to meet his cougar and ride, and he said something fun to his cougar. What did he say? He didn't say anything to the cougar. But he got on his cougar. And one thing he'd always say whenever he wanted his cougar to run, he would say,
I'm blind.
I don't like farting. Ryan screamed at the top of his lungs.
Sorry,
Ryan was not a very loud child.
What did you say, Ryan?
Okay. Ryan sometimes liked to speak in chirps. But he got to the school, but he noticed something was happening with the school door. There was a weird light shining from it. He grabbed the door and entered. But he entered another world. Mario Land. Ryan looked around and pointed at things. He saw what is it? A flying bird. It's me, an ordinary bird. Ryan was so excited to see the bird. He started jumping up and down. He started going, woo, woo!
Woo, woo!
And also he started flying. He was flying with the bird. The bird turned to him and said, how did you do that? Ryan said, he didn't know. But just then, someone from Atlantis appeared. Someone famous from Atlantis. It was the famous person from Atlantis that was... It was Pizza Flying!
I'm Pizza Flying, the famous Pizza Flying from Atlantis.
He was the famous pizza flyer from Atlantis. And the famous pizza flyer had a gift for Ryan. He wanted to give Ryan a what? A what? He wanted to give Ryan a bomb.
Here, it's appropriate because it's for Mario Land.
The thing that was cool about this bomb is it didn't blow up. It did something else fun and safe that can't hurt anyone. It was blowing up, yeah, but in a safe way. So, Ryan took the bomb and started pushing buttons.
Here. Yep, whatever you do can't hurt you.
And the bomb made a weird noise. It sounded like a crying dad. And then Ryan threw it up into the air, and it blew up. And Ryan said,
You said that was amazing? Cool.
These two fellas aren't going home empty-handed. You both get a free pass to come back to a future show. So, give everything a bedtime story. All right, so now I bet some of you are sitting there thinking that looked like fun. I would also like to volunteer and have as much fun as those two had. For this next game, would anyone like to be another volunteer? Maybe a grown-up this time. Yeah, come on up here. Diana, everybody, Diana! All right, Diana, this is a game called Eye of the Hurricane. Here's how this is going to work. Let me get my players up in the Eye of the Hurricane formation. Diana, you just stand right exactly in the center of the stage there. Right there in the center of the stage. Very good. So, Diana, here's what's going to happen. Diana, just take a half step back. Very good. So, you are currently in the Eye of the Hurricane. So, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be in 4 different scenes. So when you're up here with Johnny and Jas, you're in a scene, and then they're going to rotate, and then you'll be up here with these two, you'll be in a scene, and there's going to be 4. So you're going to be basically playing 4 different characters in 4 different situations. But the players are going to help you, don't worry about it. So for this first scene, give me a location that's not geographical. Like an office is a not geographical location. Give me another one. Bar. A bar. All right, a bar. All right, and rotate. Very good. And let's give me, so we already had Atlantis, give me another, like, fantasy location. Oz. Oz. And rotate. All right. Give me a very dangerous place to be, like the jungle or... A volcano. Very good. And rotate. And give me, like, a place that only fancy people go. The opera. The opera. And rotate. And are we back to our first one?
Yes.
All right, very good. So, Diana, these are the suggestions. You have any questions before we start?
No.
All right, very good. In the game of Eye of the Hurricane, let's just really quickly review. We've got one. So say it all together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bar.
And rotate. 1, 2, 3.
Oz.
And rotate. 1, 2, 3.
Volcano.
And rotate. 1, 2, 3.
Opera.
And rotate one more time. Very good. All right, this is our first scene. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
Barkeep, I see that cute girl at the end of the bar. You think you could introduce me to her?
I could try. What's your name?
My name's Jimmy.
Okay, Jimmy. I'll see what I can do.
I'd like to buy her a drink, if that's all right.
All right, we can do that. Where is she now? Back here?
that girl right there.
Rotate.
I don't know what is up with this brick road. The potholes are incredible. We need to raise taxes.
I agree.
Let me see what I can do. I'll talk to the wizard.
Okay, well, just put in a good word because the union's getting upset about all the magic and the flying monkeys and such.
All of my carriage wheels are breaking.
We'll have to talk to the Munchkins in Munchkinland and see if they can fix those wheels.
You sure do know a lot about where we are. I'm thankful for that.
Rotate.
Dr. Diana, I've brought all the reports back from your trip to the volcanoes on Kauai, and I'm just so grateful you let me come with you on that trip. Thank you, Dr. Diana. Both of us were grateful.
We are grateful. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Don't forget to do your seismology reports, folks.
Oh, no. We totally forgot the seismology report.
And we know how angry you get, Dr. Diana.
That's
I mean, you
exactly
get
right.
really mad.
I'm gonna explode like a volcano!
Rotate.
Hannah, darling, I'm so excited you decided to go with your mother on your college break to the opera. Look who I have. That is Suzanne Summers. She was the lead. Can you believe it? Mommy got her to be Suzanne Somerville Summers. Please meet my daughter, Hannah.
Hang on, I need to get my binoculars first. My opera binoculars. Oh, I see her there.
I like this lady. I do look much better through the opera binoculars, even at a close distance.
That's right.
She was raised well by her mommy. I'm her mommy, and I'm so excited that you are here.
You know, you're here in my green room, and I'd like to say, I think you should have a part in the opera tonight.
I would love a part in the opera, darling.
Rotate.
Zaddy, does she like me?
Unfortunately, she's with someone else here.
Oh, no.
They're just not here. She's just here sitting by herself waiting for her date.
Well, what are you doing?
Well, I'm actually cleaning the bar at the moment, and we're
Yeah.
just getting people drinks.
What time you get up?
It's gonna be really late.
I don't have
You're gonna
anywhere.
hang out a little
I don't have anywhere to go.
I've got pallets and pallets of purple bricks, and this is stressing me out because I'm looking and all the other bricks are yellow.
I'm colorblind. Help me out.
And he's the foreman.
I know.
Well, even if you're colorblind, you just follow the rectangles. That's basically what bricks look like, so you'll find your way that way.
Wait, I've got an idea. Maybe we can have a side path for the colorblind residents of this land.
Do you decree it so?
I decree it so.
That was so easy.
Rotate.
Oh, Dr. Diana, when you yell like that, I have a really hard time focusing. It's so scary.
You need to focus and get those seismology reports.
Okay.
I'm working on them. I'm working on them.
It's just-
ChatGPT, put together some seismic report.
Dr. Diana, I just wish you would tell me that inspiring thing. You used to be so positive, and now it's just only rage. Please repeat that really nice, inspiring thing you used to say. Maybe it'll improve your mood too.
Okay, but we have to think of volcano and use it as a point of reference, basically. The more we climb up that volcano, we'll finally get to the top and we'll be able to figure it out. And then we won't have to worry about exploding because we'll have our seismology reports, and then we can figure out how to stop the volcano.
Yes, darling, yes. I'm sorry you're not going to be in the opera, but I can see the talent, I can see the potential. If only I could just hear a couple notes.
Darling, sing for Mommy and Suzanne.
Just a couple of little operatic notes. I'll start. I think I'm going to be replaced.
Rotate.
All right, Diana, it's clear I'm getting nowhere with you. So if you could just try one more time, can you go over to her and just try the best pickup line you know? The best pickup line you know.
All right, listen. I got this guy over here, and he really thinks that you're cute. If your date's not going to be here for a little bit, if you could just humor him with maybe getting a drink and hanging out with him for a while. He thinks you're the hottest thing since sliced bread.
putting this road together. It's gonna be an elevated road.
Well, with all the complaints about the flying monkeys, maybe you can have the flying monkeys help you build the road.
We are cutting through so much bureaucracy here.
And that's Let me ask you, do you want the free pass to come back or the iPad? The iPad? All right, anything happens to your eye, you just take this thing out of there, put it right on there, you'll be good to go.
I'll need it anyway.
Here's a free pass to come back as well. Give it up. Good. Give it up for Diana. And hey, let me take this opportunity to shine the spotlight on the people who don't always get to stand under the white hot lights up here. The person who introduced you at the door, ladies and gentlemen, that's Emma. In the back there, maybe you don't know this, but we stream like a bunch of our shows to YouTube. So if you want to watch our shows when you can't be here, go to YouTube, First Coast Comedy. But our follow cam operator is Dan. Over there operating the actual stream on the computer, that's Anthony. Turning the knobs and the dials, making all the music happen and the sound effects, that's John. And the guy who's keeping you socially lubricated and libated with those tasty beverages that solve the air conditioning problem. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Steve! Couldn't do it without him. Let's give it up for all those folks. This next game, we actually need to send 2 players out of the room, out of earshot, so they cannot hear the suggestions I'm going to get. So who's leaving?
It'll be me. Going out too.
So on 3, everyone say get out of here. 1, 2, 3.
Get out of here!
Thank you. I'm available to dance at wedding receptions. So, in any case.
You don't have to get hired to do that.
Every time I've got to get hired. Wait, that's a good thing. All right, so in any case, for this game, I need you to put on your thinking caps, because I need those big $10 words, like those college-level words. Big words, all right? Like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but not that one, because I use it as the example, so now you don't get to use it. Ha! Or anti-establishmentarianism. Taking that one off the board, too. All right, so I need some adjectives, verbs, and nouns. So an adjective is a word that describes a thing, like beautiful. Give me some anybody else. Give me another big, long adjective.
Loquacious.
Ooh, loquacious. Give me another big, long adjective. Existential. Very good. All right, so we need some. So run is a verb, but we need a longer verb, like participate. Or give me another big, long verb. Befuddle. Befuddle is yours. Give me another big, long verb. Pontificate. All right, that's a good one. Nice. All right. And now we just need some big, long nouns. Hippopotamus is a big, long noun. Give me another big, long noun. All right, Tyrannosaurus.
There you go.
And?
Orangutan.
What'd you say? And rhinoceros. Excellent work. Very good. So, here's what's going to happen. This is a game called Signed Line Debate Alien Abduction Style. So we just sent the players out of the room so they cannot hear the suggestions I got. In a moment, we're going to call them back into the room, and they're both going to be describing the aliens that abducted them. However, they do not know the words that properly describe these aliens. They're going to be talking about it, but meantime, their teammates on the side are going to be taking these big, long words and breaking them down into much smaller words and miming out the pieces of those words. And so the first one of them to say the entire description of the aliens that abducted them will get a bajillion points. So, let me get a quick description of your team's aliens. Josh. Come on, get over Josh, everybody.
Our aliens are so existential, they pontificate about rhinoceroses.
Yeah, get over there. They are. All right, give me a description of your aliens.
These aliens are so loquacious they befuddle Tyrannosauruses.
Yeah! All right, let me take another second to give you another brief First Coast Comedy announcement. If you're watching this show and you're like, well, I need this kind of an entertainment for my work event, or for my family event, or for this family reunion, or my church event, or any event at all, we can bring the entertainment to you. We're not trapped in this building. It turned out when the wizard died, the curse was lifted, and we can leave now. Because we've got a van! Yeah! It's a 2010 Honda Odyssey. Okay, so if you need entertainment at your event, that's another good reason to go to our website, so you can talk to our roadshow manager, who happens to be Dave, the guy we sent out of the room. So, if you need entertainment at your event, go to our website, which is 123firstcoastcomedy.com. All right, that's the end of the announcement. Now we just need to call those players back into the room. So on 3, everyone shout out, please come back right now. 1, 2, 3. Please come back right now. Good dancing, Dave.
54.
That's our roadshow manager. All right, so Dave is going to have the first go. Let me get the stopwatch so I can call the switches. All right, you will have 20-second intervals. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. Are we doing this alien?
Alien abduction.
Alien abduction. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right people. Yeah. You know what? These aliens came down, and I'm here to tell you about them. When I looked at them, they came inside. They came in, and then they left. They went out. They went out. They went up. They went up. Up high, up in the sky. They were
Switch!
So there I was out on my own property shooting at some wood, and then I saw a great big old redwood tree, a little medium, small, tiny. I was on the ground. I was on the floor, not up high but down low. I was down low. I wasn't feeling so good because it was really raining out. And I was still shaking and shivering and rumbling. Oh, it was an earthquake was happening. Nope, quake. Yeah, a low quake.
Switch!
Oh, we didn't have any like earthquakes going on, but my alien, it opened up the door. It was looking up on the door frame, a frame of the house, up on the shelf, on the exit, yeah, eggs, exit. This alien like eggs. And I gave it some eggs from my chicken house, and I opened up a tent. I told the alien, hey, come on in, I got eggs, and then there's a tent. And then if you help pull, eggs.
Switch! So those aliens they located me and beamed me up on their ship, and they said, shush, these aliens are loquacious. Hey! They kept talking my ear off. They were saying, where you from, who you know.
Switch!
I tell you what, these aliens, once they exited, they got in my tent, and then they were like, exit. Whoa, these aliens were very existential. Very existential upon looking at them at first. But once I looked at them, I saw that they were ready. They were ready to play rugby or
So I was telling them my whole life story, and they were flying around like little bees, and they're bumping. Yeah, bees. They were bee aliens. They're buzzing around, and they took out their tiny violins and the fiddles. They're playing their bee and fiddles. Yeah, these aliens were befuddled.
Yeah.
These aliens were so befuddled.
Switch!
Oh, these existential aliens, yeah, they were playing football, they were hiking the ball, they were punting, punt. Yeah, they like to punt, I discovered. And so I gave them football, said, hey, go ahead and punt this football, and then allow me to clean my ears with a Q-tip. Q-tip. Oh, punt tip. Yeah, they like the ball.
These befuddled bee aliens were buzzing around. They're confused because they don't know I'm from Jess County, Missouri. So they put on their tie. These are very formal aliens, you see, tiny ties. And they start running. Back in time, they ran. Yeah, they were running bees with ties on. They were going, oh yeah. Oh, just a whole tie.
Well, these aliens were running with a football. that they would punt, and then they would punt the tip, and then 3, 4, 5, punt tip 5.
Switch!
Oh!
These aliens, they're Thai, and they ran, and they tyranno, and then they leaped off of their ship and flew like birds. I mean, they're soaring. Yeah, these aliens.
Switch!
My aliens, yeah, they were existential, that they like to pontificate. Yes. They would talk, and they would tell me about things like their eyes. Their eyes were beautiful. They would talk about their eyes and pontificate about them because they were sick. They were ill. They were nauseous. Shh. Ill as Irish. They were Irish. And they like to fight. They like to use their fists. They were clowns. They were the circus. Yes. Sir. Good.
What? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me tell you, these aliens were so loquacious they befuddled Tyrannosaurus Rex.
All right, Dave. For a pity point. What were your aliens about?
Let me see. These aliens were so existential they pontificated.
No, you're done. No.
What was it?
All right, it's audience on 3. Tell them what it was. It was
Rhinoceroses.
Rhinoceroses.
That was my second guess.
Give it over to the players of the game. All right, so hey, that brings us to a very important part of our First Coast Comedy main event, and that is in just a moment we're going to go to our very brief intermission. During intermission, you got a bunch of choices. Your first choice is you can go visit Steve at the bar. I know that you want to stare at a tall, dazzling smile man. Steve. So just make sure when you talk to Steve, you appreciate Steve in a way that Steve will appreciate, and in a way that if you invest wisely, will appreciate over time. Tip him, because he comes to us from a federal work release program, and he's got a temper. All right, so the restrooms are right over there. Don't be fooled. There's not just one restroom to the right. There's also another one to the left. They let us have 2. So in any case, we will see you after this very brief First Coast Comedy intermission!